One of eCube's owners, Tim, is having a day out. Another airline that's gone bust has had an online auction, and Tim, as a former Rolls-Royce executive, is well used to spending the big bucks.
About a week ago, someone gave me a call of one of my customers and said, hey, there's an auction going on. Do you want to take a look at it? You ought to take a look. And it was about 30 minutes into it, and gradually things started going off the list. So I hurried up and got Andrew and Nick involved, and we started looking at different things. And before I know it, we had 5 truckloads of items, about 50 lots. So yeah, Mike came by and took my mouse away from me, but it was good fun. So, and now we got to find out what it looks like. There's a couple of mystery boxes in there that might have some nice things in it, but we have steps. There's even a tug. Well, there's 2 tugs and a crane. So there's the crane. It looks nice on the picture, and a big tug that should be able to do 747s, 767s, we think. And then a smaller tug was really just doing utility equipment around the hangar and the site. So I'm pretty excited about those.
From the hundreds of lots on display, Tim bought equipment with a new market value of over $250,000, but for the bargain basement price of just $75,000. Tim's brought the company's head of customer services, Andrew, along with him to inspect and test their new wares.
You haven't driven one of these?
No.
Back up north, Tim and Andrew are still shopping at the fire sale of another bankrupt airline. They've already moved and shifted 2 vehicles that Tim bought out into the loading bay, but they've saved the best till last. But proving there's engine troubles all around today, it's not the best of starts.
I think so too.
Novice on board.
Great.
How do you turn the alarm off?
The engine's in there.
So therefore, the battery might?
With the alarm disabled, they're hoping the engine hasn't suffered the same fate. They just need to get it started. It would help if they could find the batteries.
Interesting.
Did you look in here?
Yeah. We can't find the battery. If we can't find the battery, we can't replace it or charge it, try and jump-start it. So I'm just going to Google it and see if Google can help me. I tried everything, even looked for a manual on my phone online, nothing. Nothing at all. You get all kinds of weird results come when you search for Jones Iron Fairy 15, which is what his crane is called.
As Andrew scours the net for a motor manual, outside, Tim's tugs are getting loaded up onto their transporter beds.
Hey, hey.
Ta-da!
The hunt for the battery is over, but the quest to get it started is only just beginning, and they're running out of time. They haven't moved any of the steps or the storage lockers that they bought onto the waiting lorry yet, and to add to their woes, it looks like the other tug that they bought may not fit onto the trailer.
The tug was so low to the floor, we had to build like this ramp that went on for miles for him to get a more gradual approach. We just need a bit of height that way. It was just bottoming out all the time. We're just trying to get that height there to stop it from catching and getting stranded. Like Jenga. Whoa. Thank God for that.
Back at the crane, Tim's brandishing a lasso of jump leads in a bid to get the vehicle started.
This is the fun bit with about 40 levers, not knowing which one does what. So I'm gonna have some fun in here. There is this. Transmission rate just says there, look. 6 forward and 3 reverse. Everything you're supposed to do, put it in gear, take the handbrake off, put your foot on the throttle and go. But nope, not in this thing. I've got no idea otherwise how the hell to get this thing moving. How hard can it be? What's that thing under there? I'm just gonna pull it and see what happens. Absolutely nothing. No one could get the thing to move. You try every gear, revving it hard, make sure all the brakes obviously off. Nothing.
With all of Andrew's efforts falling short, they're also running out of time as the crane needs to be loaded onto the flatbed or the lorry will leave without it, meaning they will run up even bigger transportation costs. But a knight of the road has come to the rescue and started the crane just in the nick of time.
Someone came down from the office upstairs and went, "Oh yeah, I'll move it for you now." Jumped in and it just moved. And he did nothing any differently to anyone else, which was really frustrating. Where's the magic button then? But yeah, that was testing. They've got to try and get it off the other end. That's going to be the fun bit, because they haven't got anyone who knows what they're doing. I'm not going to tell them. They can have the same issues I had when I tried to do it earlier.
Hey, you got it working. Thank you very much.
Whilst Andrew's been wrapped up with getting the crane working, Tim has carried on shopping. It might look like a lot of gear, but their company has doubled in capacity in the last year alone. Next year, as many as 100 planes could be landing at their facility, waiting to be reclaimed.
Tim decided, while we're here, to buy another 20 lots of this stuff. So all the steps you can see, he's bought them. Anything aluminium, aluminum, whatever you want to call it, he's bought them. So that means booking more trucks now for tomorrow, an extended stay for another day, just to get the rest of the stuff that he bought. I should have never left him alone. I should never have left him alone.
All the extra gear means the lads can now get a real conveyor belt of dismantling going, with them expected to increase capacity by almost a third, which means around 20 extra commercial airliners a year, just to keep up with the growing demand for their services.
We're now running 5 lines back in St. Athan. Last year we were running 2, 3, so the more access equipment we can have, the safer it'll be, and the more efficient we can become on working on the aircraft.
My legs are too long for in here. Look where the brake is.
Those are levers.
Do you want to tell me what they do?
Yeah, they make the forklift move.
Definitely need a beer tonight after this. And he's still wandering around looking to buy more stuff, so I'm going to try and catch hold of him, rein him in, so that he doesn't make more work and then we end up staying another day, or end up here till midnight tonight knowing him.
It's been a jam-packed day and the loaded lorries now begin their long journey back to Wales, where they will surely be put to good use straight away.